Andrew Haigh's films have always been intimate depictions of people dealing with solitude. Weekend, his debut, features a main character not unlike the main character in All of Us Strangers, a man living alone high up in a mostly empty apartment building. 45 Years, his sophomore masterpiece starring Charlotte Rampling, deals with her character grappling with the past that begins to haunt her marriage on the eve of her 45th wedding anniversary. All of Us Strangers feels like a thematic continuation of those films, but where the paranormal aspect is more in the forefront. Or is it? Andrew Scott plays Adam, a screenwriter who is trying to write about his childhood and about his parents. One day, while walking around the country outside London, he spots a man in the woods who nods over to him. At first, you think this is some sort of cruising spot, as it is established that Adam is a gay man in an earlier scene, but we realize this man is actually his father, who passed away decades ago when Adam was just a boy. His father has beckoned Adam to his childhood home, exactly as it was back in the 80s, and where his mother, who also tragically passed away, is residing as well. Back at his apartment, Adam meets Harry, his downstairs neighbor played by Paul Mescal. The two establish a connection that is hindered by Adam's closed-off sensibilities, but soon he begins to open up, and possibly find love. Andrew Haigh's new film is an emotionally devastating and intensely personal depiction of a man processing his own repression. Adam visits his parents regularly, having conversations with them about his life, the way the world has changed since their passing, and eventually his sexuality. You soon realize he's not just having a conversation with his parents, but with himself. He projects his own repressions into his parents, believing they wouldn't have approved of his lifestyle. But he never told them while they were alive, so we truly don't know if his parents would have cared at all. What he, and in many ways Haigh, is processing is the trauma of how things were in the 80s and growing up closeted. The AIDS epidemic raged on, and Adam reveals he was treated terribly by his classmates in school. The film is clearly personal to Haigh. He filmed the family scenes in his childhood home on the outskirts of London, which he had not visited in over 40 years. All of Haigh's films, and especially All of Us Strangers, features an effortless intimacy. His films feel like you're laying in bed with someone you deeply trust and can say anything to without fear of judgment, just like his characters do. You don't feel voyeuristic watching these close moments. You feel like you're right with them, causing emotions to swell and stir inside you. Single lines of dialogue cut deep into your soul. Haigh is not afraid of showing the awkward aspects of people. In fact, it's his strongest talent as a screenwriter. He puts a lot of himself into his characters, unafraid to share himself to the world. It's this sensitivity which makes him such a phenomenal filmmaker, and you feel a trust with him when he guides you through his films, though he's not afraid to make the audience hurt a little bit. It's this kind of intimacy that allows the audience to accept the strange and even humorous aspects of the film. Haigh takes many risks with All of Us Strangers. He allows odd moments to be funny, but not in a way that lessens the emotional impact of the film. You're laughing at one moment, and tears are streaming down your face the next. Andrew Scott is a raw nerve in this film. He carries such a heavy emotional weight on his shoulders, and you can see it bursting through his eyes. He pushes himself emotionally in every scene. Such vulnerability helps the audience become instantly understanding to the character, as we sympathize and even relate to his internal journey through his past. By the end of the film, we want nothing but good things for Adam. He feels like a friend we want to hold and tell everything will be alright. Paul Mescal continues to prove that he's one of our current great actors. He plays messy and messed up people so easily, you almost worry about his mental health. He embodies his character so well you forget he's a heterosexual man. He feels like someone you would see at a club dancing with themselves, lost in their own world. Claire Foy and Jamie Bell are both incredible as Adam's parents. Jamie Bell in particular has a father-son moment that will send shockwaves through audiences, and features some of the most honest and emotional dialogue this year. Claire Foy is wonderfully complicated. She swirls conflicting emotions through her big eyes and lays bare a woman who is as unsure of herself as a mother as her son was about being her child. Jamie Ramsey's moody cinematography captures the internal feelings of Adam and throws them out into the sets as deep shadows that hide his true self from the world. The film features an almost constantly zooming camera that draws the audience in. There's always a moment in his films where Haigh sneaks in a long take, and this one is a highlight of his career. The film is subtly edited to perfection by Haigh's editor Jonathan Alberts. No shot lasts too long, but this film has a quieter pace than most movies today. We are allowed to linger on our characters for long moments to fully take in their emotional journey. This is Haigh's most experimental film, especially in the editing, where one sequence mixes multiple scenes together, and you're not sure what's real or in Adam's head anymore. This scene is also integral for the final moments to truly shine through and situate this film as one of the best of the year. Andrew Haigh has given us another outstanding film about the complexities of humans living in solitude. The film is personal yet universal in its ability to relate to the audience, though I worry Haigh has pushed things to the point where people will find a second watch emotionally unbearable. As someone who lives off devastating cinema, I'll be coming back for more.